Hi, Gehl here, and welcome to our second video in the Critical Success Skills video series here from Entrepreneur Ignited, where we're here to really give you the foundation, the framework for which to move forward and start building your business on the internet. In our last lesson, we talked about mindset, and if you haven't watched that video, there's a link above here. You can go back and watch that video. And I know people want to get right into the internet marketing stuff, but if you've never run a business or you're just getting started, honestly, the mindset, the traits that I talk about in that video are crucial, critical to your success online. And if you can shift your mindset and start thinking like an entrepreneur and be consciously aware of the traits that successful entrepreneurs have, you are going to massively increase the likelihood of becoming a successful entrepreneur on the internet. Now, that brings us to critical success skill number 2. Once you have the mindset, if you're just getting started and maybe today maybe you're employed, maybe you're working part-time, whatever that is, and you've seen this thing called the internet and you thought, hey, I want to get started. I want to start a business online, but I have no idea where to start. And that's where this comes into play. So what we're going to talk about now is the great reveal. Identifying great business ideas. People ask me, hey Derek, in your training, what's the most important thing you can teach me? Or what's the most valuable thing I'm going to learn as an internet marketer, as an entrepreneur online? What's the most important thing? Is it copywriting? Is it building websites? Is it driving traffic? Is it social media? What is it? And honestly, I think the most important skill any entrepreneur can have isn't any of those things. Rather, it's the ability to look at markets, to go out and find great business ideas, to come up with hot product ideas, to be able to analyze markets and say, hey, here's a great idea, here's a need, here's a problem, here's how I can solve it, here's how I can position that as an offer. It's the strategic stuff, the identifying the opportunities that I believe in my heart is the absolute most important skill any entrepreneur can have. And here's the reason why. Everything else I just talked about, traffic generation, social media, copywriting, web design, all that stuff, we could outsource that. We can go out and hire people to do a lot of that stuff for us, to do any of that stuff for us. We can hire web designers, social media people, search engine people, copywriters. We can hire people to do all that. The one thing as an entrepreneur we can't outsource is coming up with the business idea, being able to look at markets and come up with those. And here's a great quote that I love. And it's from an old American actor named Milton Berle. And he said, if opportunity doesn't knock, build a door. And I truly believe that the greatest entrepreneurs, they don't wait for opportunity to knock. They know how to go out and create opportunity. And we've all met those people. Over my career, I've created numerous different businesses, multi-million-dollar businesses, built them, sold them, consulted with businesses. And the fact is there's never a lack of ideas. Because coming up with a great business idea isn't luck, it's not chance, it's a skill. And when you ever meet an entrepreneur that just seems to be able to create business after business after business, what we call serial entrepreneurs, there's a reason they can do this, is because they know the process. All right? They know the system. They know how to come up with those ideas because there's ideas all around us every single day. You just need to know how to look for those ideas, how to identify those ideas, how to separate the wheat from the chaff and say, okay, is this a good idea or is this a bad idea? Once you know this, once you know how to go out there and use these powerful tools to do that market research, to analyze the markets online, there's product ideas everywhere. So, what we're going to talk about now is probably one of the most valuable skills that you can have as an entrepreneur. And in this lesson, I want to give you that jump start to get you moving. So you have the framework and the tools you need to go out and start figuring out what those ideas are, those business ideas, those product ideas that you can pursue that have great potential. All right, so you ready for this? Okay, before we get started, I want to talk a little bit about what to avoid. Before we get into the what to do, I want to look at the what to avoid, because if you start to go down these roads, and I see people go down these roads all the time, the fact is you're not setting yourself up for success. So, what to avoid? Number one, too good to be true. When you're out there in the big wide world of the internet, maybe you're on the Warrior Forum, you're searching how to make money online, you're going to see all sorts of offers that are too good to be true. We all see them on the news sites. You know, I was surfing on the news site this morning, and there was 2 ads, and this is on a big news site, okay? One of the biggest news sites in Canada, and it's not just isolated to Canada where I live. I see them in the US, I see them in the UK sites, BBC, CNN, Fox News, you know, all over the place. These ads are running, and it was, you know, one simple tip to guarantee you're going to make $1 million in the next year. You know, how this stay-at-home mom made $4,000 a month working half hour in a half hour, like stuff like that. We see those all the time with the fancy jets and the yachts and the pictures. And the fact is, I can tell you right now, if you click on that link and you go down that path and you invest in whatever opportunity it is that they are pitching to you, and you're going to lose. You're not going to succeed. The only people making money with that kind of stuff, I hate to tell you this, but I'd rather you know this, and is the only person who's going to make money is the person you pay to learn that information. Because the fact is if it's too good to be true, it probably is. What I'm going to teach you, what any legitimate entrepreneur or coach or trainer is going to teach you, is how to build a real business. Okay? So that's number one thing to avoid. Number 2 thing is what I call backdoor profit hacks. Now, number 1, if it's too good to be true, there's probably no money to be made. With backdoor profit hacks, yeah, there may be money to be made here. But the fact is this is typically a way to make a little bit of money, and not necessarily quickly, but it's not ever going to be big. What I mean by this is if you go into the Warrior Forum. If you've never heard of the Warrior Forum, it's a big forum of internet marketing. Or you subscribe to lots of these different lists that are out there. You'll receive emails that with subject lines like, one simple trick to, guarantee Google sends you, 1,000 visitors a day, or 3-step hack figures out how to make $500 a day from Facebook guaranteed, or one simple product that you can sell and generate, so effectively what these are positioned as is a hack, a trick, a way to trick Google or trick Facebook or trick some kind of system into making money. And what I know is this, is if you can find a backdoor into Google or a backdoor into Facebook and get them a bunch of traffic, that's all good and well. And if you can make a few bucks off that, that's fantastic. But what I know to be certain is if you ever come across a get rich quick off Google or Facebook or a profit hack or a backdoor, there is no longevity, okay? Google, Facebook, all those big companies, Amazons, Etsy's, eBay's, they're all very, very smart. They have teams of brilliant people that are on the lookout for people that are looking for those back doors. So, although you might find that back door, it might make you a little bit of money, that door is going to slam and that profit is going to be cut off. So, you know what? If you already have your business up and running, you're making money, you see something you want to try, go for it. But my point is if you want to build a real sustainable income on the internet, that's not the way to do it. You need to build a real business. Which brings us to the last thing in my list of things to avoid, and that is short-term thinking. When you're creating your products, when you're creating your business, I never want you to think in terms of I'm going to sell this product once and I'm never going to see those people again. And this is going to be a common theme as we go through the next few lessons. When you're building a business, when you're creating products, when you're coming up with product ideas, I want you to be thinking long term. And what I mean by that is if I come up with a market and I say, hey, here's a market, here's a product, here's a need, and I could sell an ebook here for, I don't know, $27. And that's all I can sell. I can get that sale, but there's nothing really else to sell to that market, then that's not going to be a business for me. I want to think in the long term. When I go into a market or a business and I come up with a business idea isn't about coming up with a single product. Rather, it's coming up with a series of products that I can sell to a specific market. Now, I might start with one single product. Okay, this is my product, I'm going to take it to market. But once I've sold to those people, once they're in my database, once they're on my list, what else can I sell to those? So as you're going through coming up with your business ideas, I never want you to think, okay, I came up with one hot idea, I'm ready to go. I want you to think, okay, once I have a customer that's purchased this product, are there other things that I could potentially sell to them? All right. So I want you to be thinking long term, thinking big. All right. So what are the characteristics of a good business idea? All right. What I've done here is I put down 5 of the key characteristics you want to look for when you are coming up with business ideas. Okay. So when you come up with an idea, you need to go to this list and say, okay, does it have these traits, these characteristics that I'm about to share with you? Now, if you already have a product idea, you might be thinking, well, I've already got a good business idea. But I'd still challenge you to ask yourself these questions and say, does it meet these criteria? If it doesn't, you may need to shift your positioning in the market, shift your product idea. Now, does it have to have all 5? No, it may have 4 out of 5, 3 out of 5, but if you don't have any of these or you only have 1 or 2, then you really need to step back and go, okay, is this idea a good idea? All right, so number 1. For your business idea to be good and valid, you need to have an easily targeted niche market. If you're going after a market that's too general, too broad, unless you're Nike with a multi-million-dollar marketing budget, that's going to be very difficult. You need to find people that you can actually reach out to, that you can reach. And you know, a niche market for us isn't defined by demographics, okay? Our niche market is defined by more than just demographics. If you're Walmart, yeah, you can target, you know, women between the ages of 30 and 50, right? That for you is a market. For us though, we need to go what I call an inch wide and a mile deep. Not a mile wide and an inch deep when we're looking at our niche market. So when we find a niche market, we need to make sure that they also have a clearly defined problem or a clearly defined need, okay? So our niche market is defined not just by demographic, but also by the problem that they have, okay? So for example, maybe our niche market is, you know, fishermen, and the problem is they can't catch salmon, okay? Or fly fishermen that are learning how to cast. They don't know how to cast. They're beginners. Their problem is they can't cast properly, so they're learning how to cast. They have a problem. They have a need. It's in common, okay? So you need to have a clearly defined problem or need and a very specific market that you're going after. Now, the next one in the list that I always look for is, are they actively out there seeking a solution? If I come up with a market, I see they have a problem, but they don't know they have a problem, it's pretty hard to sell them a solution. You need to go after markets where they're actually actively out there looking for the product that you're selling, actively looking for the product type, or actively looking for a solution to a problem in which your product sells, okay? If you meet these 3, just these 3, you're going to be in great shape, okay? But that brings us to our next one, number 4. A good niche market also has the ability to spend money. Okay? If you're going after a market that does not have the ability to spend money, they don't have disposable income, or they're not willing to spend money in that particular space, in that particular area, that can be very, very difficult to build a good business in. So we want to find a niche market that has a problem, that's actively seeking a solution, and has money to spend. They're actively willing to spend money there. And then the last characteristic in that market we're looking for is either low competition, or if the competition's a little bit higher, we have unique positioning. Okay, so low competition means, look, if I go into a market and there is tons of competition with big companies all competing, I'm going to have a little bit more difficulty getting into that market, okay? So if I can't come up with unique positioning, a way to position myself against the big competitors where I have a unique selling proposition, an advantage in my offer, and the competition's really high, I probably want to stay out of that market. So if you came to me and said, hey Derek, I've got a new workout plan for weight loss, I'd say, well, look, that's a very, very competitive market, and frankly, it's really hard to come up with unique positioning because everybody's positioning on their latest and greatest workout program is positioned as unique, right? So in that case, weight loss, if you're just getting started, I would say probably avoid it. Okay? Because it is so competitive and it's hard to come up with unique positioning. So again, when you're coming up with business ideas, when you're using the tools that I'm about to show you to go out there and start researching niche markets, you need to ask yourself, when you see an idea, is there an easily targeted niche that I can go after? Do they have a common problem or need that I can provide a solution to? And are they actively looking for a solution? And are they willing to spend money? Okay, if those four are there, you're in great shape. Now, want to make sure the competition's not too high, or I can position my offer as unique so that I can compete in a more crowded marketplace. I can stand out in a crowded marketplace. I don't just create what I call another Me Too offer, right? And what I mean by that is somebody says, hey, I have a weight loss offer, and you go, me too, okay? So you don't want to have another Me Too offer. So what are the tools of the trade? Okay, so when it comes to market research on the internet, the beauty of the internet is there's so much data, okay? There's so much information that we can sift, sort, and glean to help us determine what are people looking for? What are the problems they're having? Where are they searching? What are they searching for? That is such valuable data when we're getting started because that's effectively people telling us, hey, here's the stuff I want to buy. Here's the problems I'm having that you can provide a solution for me too. Now, to try and do this manually and sift through all this data without software and tools would be virtually impossible. So what I want to do now is just quickly share a few of the tools that I use every single day for doing market research. The first one is a tool, a piece of software called Market Samurai, made by a company called Noble Samurai. Now, what Market Samurai is it's a piece of software that runs on your computer. And when you have an idea or you want to research a niche market, you simply type a few keywords in related to that niche market. So if I was interested in the dog training niche, I might go there and type in dog training. What Market Samurai will do then is it'll go out and it will find up to 800 keywords related to the keyword dog training. And what it does is it goes to the search engine, pulls real keywords people are searching, and it tells us not only what they're searching, how many people are searching for those specific keywords, and then it actually helps us analyze the competition for those keywords as well. So it's a very powerful market research tool because it's not only helping you uncover niche market ideas, it's helping you analyze the demand for those ideas, and it's also helping you analyze the competition. Three critical things that you need to know when you're doing your market research. Now, Market Samurai is very much focused on Google and a little bit of data out of Bing, all right? But there's other major search engines that have tons of valuable data when you're doing niche market research. And most people don't realize that these are actually search engines. And what I'm talking about is Amazon.com, Etsy.com, eBay.com. These massive e-commerce websites where every day millions of people are going and typing in keywords, looking for products, which brings us to the next tool, which is called FreshKey. FreshKey is a tool that will go out and will help analyze and research and these big websites and tell you, what are people searching for on Amazon? What products are they looking for? What products are they looking for on Etsy, on eBay, as well as Google, okay? So where Market Samurai is very focused on the search engines, the big search engines, the Googles and the Yahoo, FreshKey moves over to the e-commerce websites where people are going to specifically search for products. So these are two very complementary tools. The one thing Market Samurai does very well that FreshKey doesn't is the competitive analysis as well, okay? But Market Samurai doesn't do Amazon, Etsy's, eBay's. That's what FreshKey does, okay? So those are two very powerful tools. Now, I should also mention that below this video, you'll find links to all these resources as well. You can go, most of these have trials, you can test them out, try them out for free. And also the tools here that I'm giving you are a combination of power and value, okay? So take Market Samurai, for instance. Market Samurai is a one single investment to get the software to run it on your computer. Most of the competitors to this software, which don't offer nearly as many features as this software does, charge you a recurring fee every month, which is about as much as the one-time payment would be for this software. So Market Samurai and FreshKey have a ton of value and a ton of power. That's why I love these, okay? So the next two resources I want to talk about, the first one is niche forums. You know, forums are probably one of the most overlooked sources of valuable market research. And the reason why is this. First of all, if you go to Google and you type in any one of your keywords, dog training, forum, you're going to find forums just about on anything, you know, air traffic controller forums. You're going to find air traffic controller forums. Forums for left-handed people. You're going to find forums for left-handed. There's forums for every niche imaginable. Now, why do people go to forums? They don't go to forums to socialize. People mostly go to social media now to socialize. When they go to a forum, they go there because they need information. They're doing research. They have a problem and they're looking for a solution. Okay, if you go to Warrior Forum, which is one of the biggest forums for internet marketers, at any given time there's 15 to 20,000 people on that forum. What they're doing on that forum is they're asking questions. How do I do this? How do I do that? And whenever somebody's there asking, how do I do? How do I solve? That means they have a problem and they're looking for a solution. And you are now in a position to take that information and decide, okay, is this a potential niche market? So how I like to use the forums is it's great for inspiring ideas, coming up with new ideas, seeing what people are looking for, and then using these tools to further dig in and analyze those markets. Now, another great place for coming up with product ideas, especially when you're just sitting down going, okay, I don't even know where to start, is the ClickBank marketplace. Now, clickbank.com is a massive, what's called an affiliate network, okay? And so people can go to ClickBank with their products and can sign up and put them in the ClickBank network. Other people can then sell those for a cut of the profit. We're not going to go too deep into that right now. But what I want to point out is if you go to clickbank.com and you click on Marketplace, you're going to find thousands and thousands of different products and offers in all sorts of different niche markets. And this is a great idea generator to see all the different markets that are out there. Now, ClickBank as well focuses on one very specific type of product, and that is digital products, digital goods, anything that can be delivered electronically, software, videos, membership websites, stuff like that. And I'm a huge fan of digital products, specifically when you're getting started, because there's such low cost to get them started. It's such high margin products. So ClickBank is a great place if you're trying to come up with ideas, looking at different markets, coming up with stuff you never thought of. Start exploring the marketplace in ClickBank, and you'll be shocked at all the different markets that are out there. There's over 200 different niche markets in there that you can start exploring, seeing what people are selling. Utilize that as a platform to come up with ideas. Utilize the niche forums that are out there to come up with ideas. And then as you start to come up with those ideas, use Market Samurai and FreshKey to really dig in and validate the supply, the demand, how many people are searching, how many people are competing, so that before you ever take that next step into a niche market, you have the data. Before you invest your time and money building a product, building a website, you know that there's a real market there. Okay, so those are 4 simple tools of the trade to get started. All right, now brings us to my final reminder as we wrap up this lesson. As you're coming up with your product ideas, as you're coming up with niche markets and coming up with ideas to sell to those niche markets, always remember, we talked about this in the first lesson, test small, test fast. I never want you to come up with a product idea and before you test that market, invest thousands of dollars developing products and expensive websites and doing all that stuff. Before I ever fully dive into a niche market of any kind, I'm going to find a way to test it small and test it fast. And to do that, I'm going to set up simple websites. We'll talk more about those in the coming lessons, how to create websites fast, cheap, quickly. Then, rather than developing a complex sales funnel, I may come up with a simple opt-in offer, a single offer that targets that niche market, that presents some kind of solution, a free offer, to see, will people opt in to get this? Once they start to opt in and I start to build a list of people in that specific niche market, now I'm going to test selling products to that market. But before I invest in creating a whole bunch of products myself, I'm going to go out and I'm going to use affiliate offers. I'm going to find an affiliate offer that I can promote to make sure that it's converting, to make sure that it's working, to make sure that I can make money with that. If there's an information product that I want to create, I might go out and use what is called PLR to go out and quickly create an information product in that space. Now, I would never use PLR off the shelf. I'd use it to quickly create my own product, building on that, customizing it, using pre-created information to compile something and just test selling to that market. Or another approach that many marketers take is what I call sort of the fake offer. Now, I don't want you to look at this negatively, but basically it's going out before you ever create your product, creating the offer, creating the sales page, setting it up, seeing how many people order. But when people order, don't actually take their money. Just say, hey, thanks for your interest in the product. It's not quite ready yet. We'll keep your name on file and we'll notify you when it's done. But watching people go through the process and actually signing up and investing, they're not actually giving you money. So you're not doing anything unethical here. And you're just saying to them, hey, it's not quite ready yet. Once they've ordered, we'll send it out to you. Or we'll notify you when it is so you can come back and actually purchase. But what you're doing is you're testing the market that way. You're seeing if you can get a response for the market before you ever invest. You know, one of the biggest mistakes I see people make is they come up with an idea, they fall in love with that idea, they invest tons of time, 6 months, a year, thousands of dollars, hundreds of hours developing the product, developing the systems, only to find out that the niche market either wasn't interested or they missed the mark or whatever it may be, but it didn't work. So test small, test fast. You know, simple websites, opt-in offers, get people to opt in for free, build a database, start marketing some affiliate offers, make sure that it's actually converting. Once you know that market has potential, then invest, then create your product. Okay, so now you understand the foundation of how to come up with product ideas. It's not about guessing. It's not about luck. It's about a system. It's about looking for common characteristics, about using the tools that I've shown you. Now, once you've come up with that product idea, what's next? Well, that's where we're going to get into our next lesson. 24 hours from now, you're going to receive another email. In that email is going to be a link to our next lesson where I'm going to talk about creating your online selling machine. You know, one of the beautiful things about the internet is it's the perfect place for people who don't like to sell. Okay, what I mean by that is, you know, I'm a marketer. I love to market, but I hate to sit down and sell one-to-one. I find that very, very difficult. But the beauty of the internet is you can set up a selling machine online that does all that for you. Not only does it all that for you, it does it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So what we're going to do in the next lesson is we're going to build on this knowledge you have, and I'm going to talk about how to create that effective, powerful online selling machine that operates 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, puts money in your bank account while you sleep. So hope you learned a lot in this lesson. Now it's time to get ignited, start your business, start doing the research. Look for that email from me tomorrow, and we'll start building your simple selling machine.